Welcome to another stream. Let's get started. Time to do a little programming. A little programming action. I haven't sipped any coffee yet, so I need to do that first. Whew. All right. Take my headphones off. So I added some stuff, then I broke some stuff. Let's go and fix it. This I can delete. Oh no, actually we'll undo it and then I'm gonna just modify it. I'm gonna turn off full screen. I will leave that though. I'm just adding back the enemies. Actually, I'm gonna leave the enemies off, and I'm just gonna have the punching bag, which he just shoots out in random directions, or in all four directions, really. I did something with the health bar, so now it disappeared. I changed some math, I think, in currently alone in the kitchen at work. Oh, nice. Wait, has everyone left for the day or something? Also, what's up, Jomi? I haven't seen you in so long, I feel like. Yeah, I haven't seen you in forever. Yeah, what was the last thing you saw? I even added a HUD health bar, but then I changed some of my math functions, and I think I broke it. So. Can go into the Great Forest. Yep. And I even did stairs. So you walk slower up this way, but check this out. When you walk on these stairs, when you walk left, the last time you saw was a small island. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I built a map editor. I can show you that after this. When you walk on these stairs, it like pushes you upwards too, automatically. So you just hit left and it goes up, and when you go right, it goes down. But I have I'm in a map editor. I did see sticks in Discord. You can go around and like draw stuff. Draw little islands and stuff like that. Delete stuff. There's different layers. These are the main layer. And draw a little wall. Like this. Yeah. What's up, 000000? How you doing today? I think I might work from home someday next week, in which case I might watch the stream. Yeah, let me know what day. I'll try to stream that day. So you can join in. Just gonna follow the stream until someone enters the kitchen. Alright, yeah. All good. Glad to hear it. I'm gonna call you I wanna say 6 zeros, but I'm gonna call you, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I can't just keep saying a bunch of zeros though. 6 zeros. I'm gonna call you double O. Double O, there we go. That's your new nickname. Because you have 2 O's in the front. Just convert to decimal. Then he's just 0, exactly. Just unpad all the zeros in the front, and it's just a 0. Double zero is my spy name now, exactly. It's not 00 a number, it's just you're 000. So you're the OG James Bond then, because there's 007. He must have been the 7th one. You're 000. Dang, that's actually pretty sick. I wish that was my nickname. I made a health bar, but I don't. Let's fix that, I guess. When they retire, they don't reuse the numbers? I don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to ask some a British person this. I don't know these details. I worked on a video all yesterday. I know, where's Kent when you need him? Most of the time I don't need him, nor do I want him. But right now, it sure would be nice to get some input. We need a Secret Service knowledge. Yeah, what do they call it? Like M4? No, they call it something like that. I don't know, the Royal Secret Service. Is Golang the best language to use for an MMO? MI4, that's what it's called. Then there's the lady whose name is M. Okay, that was confusing me. I don't think Go is necessarily the best language to make an MMO. It's just the language that I'm using. I like Go. I like the patterns it makes you use. If I had to pick one, if I was like, if you have a language that's good for backend stuff and you already like it, you may as well use that. C++ would be good. Rust would be good, and the Java is obviously at the top of the tree. No, Java's probably not a good language to pick to make an MMO. You could obviously do it. RuneScape did it. Like there's two big things, I think. One is going to be networking and one is going to be rendering. So Go's not very good at rendering because there's not that much library support for it. So I had to write my own renderer. But then for networking, there's just an enormous amount of networking libraries and concurrency libraries already written that I can use. So rendering's a big problem in games, and then networking is the other big thing because it's an online game. Yeah, networking in Go is like really, really good. It might be the best language for it. It's the go-to language for a new web server. Yeah. It's also like a simple language. And because I'm really dumb, no, I'm just kidding. It is a simple language, so it makes it easier to write code fast. If I had to pick now, I might choose. I probably would still stick with Go, but Rust would be another good alternative. I probably wouldn't use C++ though. This is saying that you have to write it from scratch. If you want to use an engine, then I think you're kind of stuck with whatever language they give you. If I need to make something fast, I use Ruby. Yeah. Yeah, like at some level, like when you're writing gameplay, it's really like, you don't need that many language features, you know? You just need like, oh, I need to hold stuff in a map, or I need to like do some math to like move this guy from here to here. This stuff looks so confusing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what programming is like though, you know? It's the person who wrote it knows exactly what it is, and then everybody else is no one else has experience in it and seeing the code base, so everything looks confusing because of that. MMO and Ruby win. My hope originally with writing this, I was hopefully going to write enough libraries to like if I ever have to do another iteration of this game, then I'll already have a lot of stuff written. That was my hope. How long did you all go to school for it? I was an electrical engineer. And I did a master's in computer engineering. So like 5 or 6 years probably in college. But I'm in the US, so. Yeah, and then I worked for a while and then finally saved up enough money to try to do this. So this is what I'm doing now. But I enjoy this a lot more than working in the banking sector in IT analysis department. How about you, Double O? What do you do other than your usual spy work? Are you learning programming or something? Or you want to make games? What's up, Kai? How you doing today? I hope all is well. This was working. What did I change? It's got to be in here. Trying to make a Lego building system? What does that mean? Lego building system. Oh, like, so you can put Legos together digitally? Oh, for building Legos in a game. Interesting. That sounds very challenging. I wonder what you would use for that. Especially if you have like, because some Legos have Legos on, like the little, I don't know what you call the things that they snap into. Now I came up with a word for it. It would probably sound really perverted, but so I'm not going to try to do that. But especially if you have it on one layer, it's probably not super hard. But when you have to start adding like 3 layers and stuff, that sounds really complicated. Code looks like an, oh, no, I wish, not very computer wise. Code looks like an alien language to me. Yeah, that's all right. It's not for everybody, that's for sure. But it just takes time. It just gets time to get used to, and then, yeah. My idea right now is to only support vertical building with everything just grid aligned. Gotcha. Horizontal angled things such as sockets is down the line for sure. Yeah, that sounds really hard to do. Like, I don't even know. I genuinely have no idea how you would start solving that problem. I'd have to think about that for a while, I think. I don't even, that's like, it's such a niche thing too. I doubt that there's like someone who's like, oh, here's how you do a Lego building system in 3D, you know? But what's up, JJ? Go Oilers. Uh-oh. It's friends at first sight. Got my models from LDD though, so it's not something I need to worry about. What's LDD? LDD. Oh, Lego Digital Design. That's cool. What's your like what made you want to make this? Are you making like a are you making something to sell, or are you just making something? Oh, just for fun. Gotcha. Well, that does sound pretty. That does sound very interesting. That sounds like a very challenging project to take on. All right. Let's just go ahead. Let me go here and do these are some massive numbers. This rectangle should be in like the top left-hand corner. Rect moved, rect width divided by 2, rect height divided by 2. Where's this rect come from? Sorry, that was my cat. I cleaned out the back porch for them and they love going out there now. And like squirrels come and crawl. It's a screened-in porch, so the squirrels will come and climb on the screen and stuff, and they just sit there and like meow at each other, or the squirrels squeak. And the cats are trying to hunt. Yeah, it's pretty funny to watch. Okay, sprites bounds scaled by 3 and then moved to the start point. Let's go ahead and just let's do this one by one. We'll do actually I could probably just go here. Oh, I pushed, and I guess I pushed it. I must have been confident with what I changed. I guess I don't want that. I just want this. And we'll do start, and we'll do the full thing. Is the left front end and right back end? Do you mean like in the code? Like this left, these are just two different files. Yeah, these are just two different files. This one's specifically like the main function that the client runs. So like I have 3, I can do a little diagram for you if you're interested. I have, right, so like online games, you always have something running on the player's computer, and that's usually called the client. Sorry, my handwriting's terrible with a mouse, but you usually have a client. This guy usually has an Ethernet port, or he's got like Wi-Fi. And that's how he connects to the internet, right? Which is just this like bubble type network. And then you have these like server farms. Hold on. Sorry, my cat was she like tries to rub up against my mic. And I can't imagine that sounds very good for you guys. But you have this big mesh network of a bunch of devices like routers and things like that. And basically what happens is this talks to some like big data center. And what these data centers are, they're just like rows of racks of computers, you know, so they have bunches of computers. And then I rent out one of those computers basically. So I have one of these. And then on that, I have 2 processes running. One of them's, oh, here comes the other cat. One of them's a proxy, or what's called a proxy. And that's what the that's what the client talks to. He goes through the network some magical way, and then he talks to the proxy. So that's how these communicate. Give me 1 second. Sorry, my cat was doing bad things. Yeah, I need to clean off my desk, and he's going and playing with everything on top of it. Anyways, the client talks to the proxy, and the proxy's like it's kind of like a forwarding service for messages from the client to the proxy. Or sorry, for messages from the client to the server. And right now these run on the same box, but they could run on different computers too. The proxy and client could be separate. But basically the client has like the game. You got the game running, and then the server also has the game running. So they both are running the game, and they're just trying to stay in sync with each other on what's happening in the game. So the client usually says like, hey, I pressed like up and left and I was attacking in this direction. And the server receives that message and then processes it as a part of their simulation. And he sends back, okay, like I validated that you did that, and here's your new position, and here's like everybody's health, and like here's where everybody is right now. And then everything stays in sync that way. So these are the three only applications that are running in the simulation. And obviously like there can be multiple clients, right? Like you can have a whole mesh of clients at this point, all talking on the same server, and then that's how it kind of scales up. And that's how you get like a bunch of players in the same game. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's like the very high level. Okay. Yeah, so the weird one thing I have on my sprite bounds is that I think I'm using the wrong thing here. Because this should be centered around 0 when I call sprite bounds. But I'm not getting 0. I'm getting like, I think I'm getting the location inside of, actually what is, oh, it is glitch sprite. Oh, sorry, JJ, I missed your message. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Just fixing more bugs. So the bounds of this should be centered at 0, 0. And it's weird that they're not. So I must have messed something up in this. So what I did was I moved him. Like this seems right. Because this is the frame technically, the bounds that gets passed in. That's the frame inside of the texture. And then I shift that to be in 0, 0 by subtracting the width divided by 2 and the height divided by 2. That should put it at 0, 0, I think. I should really I need to indicate which one that is. All right, we have to go fast. Yeah, so these should always be zeroed. So they're not being zeroed for some reason. Now I'm confused. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, this is the wrong thing. I want to subtract by the center. The center point. That's the right thing to do. Because the width and height divided by 2 could be in like over here. That just shifts it there. But I want to shift it by the center to 0, 0. All right. There we go. The HUD is back now. Okay. So I just had some math there. Or I guess I don't know why I did that, but. All right. Yep, one step at a time. That's what programming is. It's like, oh, this thing's not working. Let me try to figure out why it's not working, and then you figure out why it's not working, and then you fix it. And the rest is history. Oh, I need to go to here. I can remove all these printout statements. All right, give me 1 second. I have to be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Coffee's brewing. I went to the bathroom. I'm all set now. Programming for me right now. What is a Lego brick? What is a Lego brick made of? Programming for me. What is a program? What is a program made of? Did you guys see that Tesla crashed on the bridge caught on cam? Yeah, I did see that. Picture of unit being cuddled. That's something else indeed. Yeah. Yeah, we get some photoshops in the Discord, so I figured I'd throw them in there so you guys could enjoy while I was gone. They're pretty good though. They're pretty solid. They're pretty solid, if you ask me. Let me open up. Let me open up this. Let's see here. Also, what's up, Jules? How you doing today? Kind of fun. I saw the one looking into the distance at a rust. Yeah. That's unsafe for us. That's Jomi. That's Jomi's avatar in Discord. I can't remember who made. I think it was Dory made that one. That's probably one of the better ones. Also, the cuddling one's good, and the unsafe firing one that Sammy made is pretty good too. All right, let's see here. Okay. I guess I could try to make a mini map. Well, how would I do that? I think that I would probably just... I could either take the screen render, frame buffer, and then draw that to the UI, like scaled down. What's up, Doru? Or I could just like take a tile and make it a pixel. I guess you want it to kind of be what the camera sees, right? Long stream? I don't know. I think we'll see how I feel. It'll probably be a normal average 2.5 hour stream or so. Could be better. The startup I was part of laid off all the devs, so I got much free time to enjoy your content now. Nice. Perfect. I have a video that I'm probably gonna release either today or tomorrow, so that'll give you at least a little bit to watch. Most job offers feel really scammy with all the blockchain things going on. Yeah, I kind of agree. I'm not a huge oh, I like this jeez, that's very detailed. That's like this is like manufacturing instructions for one, you know. Yeah, blockchain's an interesting technology, especially have you seen like the I've been watching, you guys watch like CoffeeZilla, you know? He's got he made those videos about like Logan Paul's crypto zoo thing, and then that one guy he like literally made it in like React or something, like really fast in like a day or something ridiculous. That was one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. I think someone linked it in Discord. Event SPF Logan. I haven't seen the SPF ones, but I want to. 70% is blockchain vaporware startups. Yeah. Yeah, that was a hilarious video. And the thing is like the art looked so much better. And like I guess he just used Stable Diffusion, which I want to look into now because that sounds kind of cool. But Like the art that guy came up with was a lot better. I think I'm just gonna do an inventory system. I don't know if I want to do like a centered bottom one like this. This is what I originally planned, was I do a little square. But this feels really small and like inconsequential. I watched the people in Stable Diffusion, it was super impressive work, yeah. Once a good use case is found. Oh, for blockchain? Yeah, like it definitely solved an interesting problem. Where like if you don't trust people, what do you like, how could you make something that's like safe for everybody? But most of the time it's like more efficient just to like, oh, I trust Google or I trust Amazon or something like that, you know, I trust Facebook. MMOs usually have toggleable inventories, thus it's less important what it actually, where it actually is. Yeah, I'm not making like a, let me show you like what I was thinking. Well, like their inventory system, they just have like this side panel thing. Which I guess I could do something like that. But I didn't want like, I don't want this like complicated, I didn't want this complicated like, what do you call it? Like, you know how WoW has like, they have like billion buttons down here and there's like there's just a lot going on. Like I much prefer like a very simple thing. I just don't know if I want a panel that takes up part of your screen or if I want to have like a little pop-up thing. Right now I've been kind of going with like little overlay pop-ups. And then maybe they go out a little bit alpha when you, until you hover over them or something. These probably don't, but. Yeah, Web3 is still filled with devs are making things up as they go. Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of how things go when they're figuring out a new space, for sure. It's always a little bit contentious of like what's going to be valuable and what isn't, and no one really knows how it's going to go. Emulate a bag. Every time you open the bag, inventory items placed are randomly. Oh, really? That'd be interesting, but that seems kind of annoying, right? Wouldn't that be, do you think that'd be annoying? Remember the Mad Guy's very roguelike CLI UI? Where you block off 30% of the screen to display gray ASCII boxes with stuff in them? Yeah. Use a hash map. Oh, troll. All right. The side panel inventory system is the way to go. You think so? Something like this? What if I did this, but without the, what if I did this, but without the big gray like block off? Like I just throw this stuff in the bottom bottom right hand corner. Like it just goes down here. So it still blocks it off, but it's still, it's kind of like hovered, you know? Grid-like inventory system for maximum Tetris gameplay. Yeah, like Path of Exile has that, right? Where different items take up different sizes. I probably won't do that. Yeah, you don't need to see your inventory at all times. I was also thinking of having the inventory just a little bar right down here. I mean, for now, a simple panel is the way to go. Yeah. I might just do, because I already have something that renders items in a horizontal line. I might just have it, I might just put it in the middle, see how it looks, and then maybe change it in the future. Like see favorite items. Yeah. I don't expect the inventory to be like very big though. Like I don't think it's going to hold a lot of things. Let's do that. Excuse me. I think I might do something like this though. We'll just place these for now. This will be called I'm always torn if I want to do like an underscore. I'll just do a dash. That's probably inconsistent from what I usually do, but I wrote this function that says draw a horizontal grid. So right now I think I'm just gonna do a horizontal one. All right. Then in draw, we draw oh, the health, mana. Draw the inventory. Actually, let me be right back. I need to get my coffee because it's been brewing for a while. All right. Coffee brewed, ready to draw. Oh, it's still kind of hot though. I don't know. We'll just like slots. We'll do 4 slots right now. We want to center it on the middle, horizontally on the middle, but then off the bottom a little bit. So we'll figure out that rectangle after I draw this loop. So this adds all the like grid items basically. The color, I'm not going to mask this at all because the color's already been decided. So it'll just be zeros. This we need to create still, but that'll be easy because we now have the tag set up. So this will just be inventory square, HUD, INV, square 0. What's up, Dracula? How are you today? All right, that adds the inventory square in. Now we're back here at the inventory. We just need to set up the position. Then we'll, what does this 2 do? Oh, that's spacing, okay. So we have our sprites. I guess I need to make this list, huh? Oh, we're Newton. We're building the HUD out more. Health rect, min, add. Oh, that's from that one. Where do I define the health rect? Oh, I just picked the start point. Start and then spacing of 2. I'm gonna do spacing of 4 to put them a little bit further apart. Do we actually have data behind this header? Or is it a visual thing now? The health is visual, or sorry, the health is actually coming from the player's health component. The mana isn't coming from anything, I'm just making it up. The inventory is not coming from anything, I'm just making it up. I just wanted to get all the HUD together and then I could start adding like stuff on top of it. Like right now I'm just kind of like, I tend to do this when I code. I'll write everything out in like the same thing. And then I'll be like, oh, there's a lot of commonality here. Let me just like abstract it away. So originally I wrote this like 2 times, once for the health and once for the mana. And then I was like, oh, I can just like make a function that does this now. I'll have to pass in as like a grid item to be drawn there. Yeah, exactly. I always get it working, then I refactor it. Mostly because I feel like if I plan too much, I'll just sit there and be like, well, what about this? Well, what about this? So I'll always write it and they'll be like, okay, now I know exactly what I need to have happen. And then I can easily like come up with what I need my interface to look like. Obviously, like I usually mess it up a few times, but that's just how it goes. The weird thing now, though, is that this was originally designed to draw starting at a specific position. So like, that's fine when it's in the top left-hand corner because I can just make the start point like here, and then it'll just go outwards. But when it's in the center, you don't really know where it is, you know? UIs are just like hard because I feel like there's this like back and forth of like, you need to change the position based off of the size, but to get the size, you have to like draw stuff. So I feel like what I need to do for my UI, this is just like me making mental notes. I feel like what I need to do is I need to do like a front computation of where everything's gonna go, and then like save that, but without actually like drawing the geometry. Like save it in just some memory buffer somewhere, and then later on draw it. I do all the computations up front and then draw them all later. But I didn't design my UI to do that. I mean, it's very like immediate mode. It's like when I call this, it's going to draw stuff and do computations at the same time. The problem with doing it that way though is that once you start batching stuff together, like all of the logical stuff that needs to be drawn, then you have to have some finalized function that's like draw everything, you know? I think this is very brave, but this is very brave. Just make the UI that fits a specific res and aspect ratio and go with it for now. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not even like thinking about how it's going to like reactive UIs like that they have in web browsers. I'm not planning to do anything like that. Create containers and place your UI elements in those containers in a relative fashion. Can that be done? Yeah, you could do it like that too, probably. The problem is like everything you add changes the container size, and then you draw the container, I guess, you know? That's probably actually, that might be the way to do it. So then it's like, instead of drawing to the window, like I'm drawing the horizontal grid to the window, instead of doing that, I draw it to like some container, and then I have a container that I draw somewhere else, and then everything can get like offset based off of that. Give me 1 second. My cat's climbing the screen. All right. You should have a UI hierarchy. I thought we had that. No, I don't think we don't. Well, I have like a group, but then everything goes in the group, and you can't draw groups into groups. UIs are hard. UIs are one of the more difficult things to figure out, I think. I thought we could have subgroups. Yeah, I probably will do something like that. Have something you can draw to that's not exactly the like main group thing, you know? But I think it's good that I'm like understanding this. I'm like finally like figuring out the reasons why. That's why people keep it for later unit. Wink, wink. Exactly. We'll add this later. I think as a starting point, drawing to the window is fine, but I think down the line it'll be hard to manage that. Yeah, I agree. That's just how everything works right now. I have one big group. I can make multiple groups and draw each of those separately. But it's one big like UI element basically. Or like it's one UI layer, I mean. I mean, we can pre-compute this width though, so let's do that for now. Yeah, it's awkward though because we have multiple different things. They could all be different sizes. I guess I'm just not going to worry about stuff like that because I'm going to make everything the same dimensions. Everything's going to be a 16 by 16. Okay. Yeah, then multiply by num grid items. Yeah, exactly. So to for the this is the X. I want to do this in the Y slot. So for the Y slot, sorry, just thinking about the Y seems easier. I'm just gonna move it up by the half size of the grid item because everything's drawn around the center. And then I'm gonna space it by some amount. And then for the X, we want to center it in the middle. So the window bounds divided by 2. And then oops. So this will put the container into the middle. Now we just need to calculate the midpoint of, or maybe we just start here and then I guess we'll just do this. Then we subtract out. We do this, then we subtract out the width of this, that this container is going to be. See, the funny thing is this returns the width, the bounding box of the container, but like I can't use it because I need to call this function first. Like that's just how it is right now. So if I had changed it so that you pre-calculate everything first, then this stuff would be then this offset would be like something afterwards. That's probably the way to do it. Like I would build something that could be drawn. Like this just builds something that can be drawn to the window. And then I just know the size of that thing because I've already like created it. But it's just like centered at 0, 0, you know? And then I can shift it wherever I want in the world. That's definitely, I feel like that's definitely the way to do it. Exactly. Yeah. Build a virtual item, get the dimensions, then draw it. Because right now I've tied together building the item and drawing it, and that's the problem. So once I build a virtual item, then I can just draw all at once. It gets a little tricky though, because like you have to imagine if you're drawing something, you also want to change what it looks like if like someone's hovering, if like the mouse is hovering over it. So if you build the virtual item over here and then shift it to its location later on, then the mouse cursor might not be where you thought it was when you built it. So that means you have to shift it and then do like any mouse resolution type stuff on it. So it's like another like weird element. So like if the mouse changes the size of it, then it's like, oh great, you know? Yeah, dude, UI systems are hard. You need a whole virtual group that overlays the current one, but is invisible. Not optimal. Yeah, I don't think I understand exactly. You mean like I need oh, so the mouse locations match. Yeah, but the thing is that I can't like I don't know. I guess it's weird. Maybe I'm not maybe I'm not thinking about it right. Instead of building the virtual item outside the screen. Yeah, the thing is though, is I don't know where I want to build this virtual thing until I know the width of it. So I like need to know the dimensions of it before I can place it. But if the dimensions of it depend on where the mouse is, you know, then it's kind of hard. It's like this back and forth. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you just say like, oh, this thing's always going to be these dimensions, you know? And then if your mouse hover just changes the sprite to be something bigger. Yeah, exactly. It's like a chicken and egg. Egg and chicken. I've always heard it chicken and egg. Never heard someone say egg and chicken before. But it is an egg and chicken situation. It's like I need to know where it is to resolve things, but I don't know where it is because I haven't drawn it yet. You know what I mean? But no, you're fine. It was just a notable way of phrasing it. I like it though. I'm gonna start using it. It's kind of an egg. It's kind of an egg and chicken. All right, so we'll shift this. We're just gonna pre-calculate the width. Yeah, the length of the sprites times the size. That's going to be the width. Well, we need to do size plus spacing. This isn't going to be exactly right, but it'll be close. There's that one. All right, this one goes to this one. Okay, I guess that doesn't matter. Sprites. Oh. Size, spacing. Oh, this is an int. Well, we see some stuff down there, but I guess I messed up the centering thing. Off the topic question, why not pre-allocate the sprites slice since you already know the number of slots? Oh, that might that's probably more efficient, but if I did, I'd probably do like 4 or something like that. I'd still keep it empty. I like using append. I guess you could also just index into it. I don't know. I don't really have a good reason other than like I usually do it this way. Like probably the proper way is to do something like this. Like that. Yeah, I usually don't think like when things are this small, like there's 4 things, I usually don't think about the performance implications of it all. I wonder what the default like they probably have some default slice size. Like if you make an empty slice, I wonder what the capacity is. Let me just do this really quick. Or I think I have log here, don't I? We'll test this. Append sprites. Oh, Mr. Parentheses. And we're building. Where is my terminal? There it is. Oh, the capacity is 0. Yeah. So it goes 0, then they add 1, it goes 1, then it goes 2, then it goes 4. So it is reallocating multiple times. So it's definitely more efficient to do 1, like to just make this slots and do sprites I equals this, like so. And then it's all pre-allocated and you can just index into it on the slots. I guess now you can just do length of like that. So this is definitely the most efficient way to do it, just because there's less allocations. But I think because it's so small, it probably doesn't matter all that much. Because it's not, it likely doesn't have to do like an OS allocation. It likely just has to do like, oh, give me like, I don't know, 4 like pointer bytes or whatever, or however big these are, which are pretty small. I think most of the time should be spent optimizing the netcode. Yeah, specifically the deserialization stuff and reserialization stuff seems to be like the biggest hitter on my stuff right now. Yeah, from what I've read, people using append are like pretty equivalent in terms of performance to doing something like this. But this is fine. I don't mind either way. Hello from Thailand. What's up, Agile? How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. I haven't seen you before. Also, welcome. Oh yeah, unit benchmarks and tests. Now we really Newton. Exactly. We're always Newton a little bit, at least. Prelock slices would only make sense if it's a large slice doing a lot of appends to create a new slice each time. Then you would only save a few nanoseconds. Yeah. Yeah, for bigger ones, I always try to pre-allocate it. But for smaller ones like this, I usually just do like 0. But this is like the same thing, because if I make this 6, it'll just work too. Usually I use append just because it's easier to like reason about. But I don't mind it this way either. Probably what's going to happen though is like, actually this specific slice, usually I try to pre-allocate everything. So eventually I bubble up these slices to something like more like definitive, if that makes sense. Like usually you want to allocate inside of your loops. So like I'll usually allocate stuff temporarily, and then later on I'll be like, oh, I'm doing a lot of I'm allocating this every single frame, so I don't want to do that. I want to pull this out of this function and allocate it once, and then just reuse that same thing. And usually that's a pretty easy thing to do. Then it just gets passed into the function, or it's a part of some object or something like that. But usually I do that on like a which one's the most important to optimize at the time basis. When new video? Either today or tomorrow. I finished making it, yeah, I guess it's pretty much done. I just need to make like a thumbnail and write the description and upload it and stuff. So I could probably get that done today. It's pretty much like, what I tried to do with it is I tried to make the video about like everything I did last year, because what happened was I did a lot of work, but I didn't really like document it or keep track of it, and I didn't make videos along the way of it. So like what that ended up causing is like, then I would never want to make a video because it's about stuff I did like a year ago, and it's like it's hard to get recordings of stuff like that and things like that. So maybe keep postponing making it. So I finally just like bit the bullet and made the whole video. So it's like a 10-minute video about all of that stuff. Like everything up to like basically building this HUD, it includes. But it's a little bit all over the place because it's a lot of different stuff. It's also hard to make a video on something you're not currently invested in. Yeah, well, it's just hard because I had to like pull my old repo and like switch to old commits and like try to get them building so I could get some recording of like some bad state I was in and then like show after I fixed it, you know? And doing that just takes a long time. But like, for example, when I make the video about this one, it'll be like, oh, like I didn't have a HUD. And then it's gonna be like, oh, I drew a HUD that looks like this, you know, like I have this point and then I draw them out this way. And then when you get damaged, it turns gray or whatever. And like now it's very easy to make a clip of this happening at this exact state. So my video has, it has like times where I'm like on this map, but I'm showing something from like 6 months ago, you know? So like it's hard to, like, because a lot of things change very quickly, and then it's, you make a recording and it's got a lot of stuff, a lot of changes in it rather than just the one change you wanted to show. Yeah, JJ, I'm having a good day. I'm not sure of Go implementation of lists and stuff. Usually I just use slices, or if it's something that's going to be fixed size like a vector, I'll use an array. I mean, by all means, pre-allocate as much as you can. Resizing very bad if not needed. You're running into memory issues. Yeah. Oh no, spoilers. Don't worry, I didn't spoil anything. But yeah, I hope you guys like the video when I post it. I think I did a pretty good job with it. Sometimes there's a few things I messed up on, but I think I'm not going to fix them. Is that bad? I don't know. It's like they're like very minor things. Sometimes it's like there's one time where there's like a gap between two segments, and I'm too scared to like drag everything to the left because I don't know if it's going to offset everything in my video editor to be like slightly wrong. So I'm a little bit like, I'm just gonna leave the gap there. There's one section where there's like a 1.5 second gap or something where I'm not talking. The board will decide. Uh-oh. I have a cat question. What's your cat question? I don't know if I know the answer, but. What's up, AminaTube? Welcome to the stream. How are you today? All right, the Y on this needs to go higher. Not that higher though. Just 25. Actually, Y might be down. Oh no, that's right. Oops, I did the wrong color. Let's do this. Actually, we'll do art glitch dot white. Last night there was another cat on my porch, like the stray. Oh, it's not finding the sprite. Oh, because I forgot to run generate. I need to make a better, more indicative sprite when I don't have the sprite. Right now I just show like the dirt tile. Last night there was another cat on my porch, and the stray I take care of didn't sit close to this one and meowed really loud at it. What does that mean? I don't know. Cats have their own language. I wouldn't be too worried about it though. They might not like each other, but unless they're like fighting like terribly, then my cat has its tail between its legs while sitting. I don't know. What's up, Simply Random Stuffs? How are you today? I like your profile picture. I think my cat just ran into a door. One weird thing though is I scale all of these up. So technically the size is this times 4, I think. Is it ×4? I don't remember. What do I scale by? 3. I want to make this 3 like a HUD scaling factor. Ended up shooing it away. Does your cat identify as a dog? I've never had a cat that with that behavior. Yeah, usually their tails just get like really big if they're scared. My cat seemed happier. There you go. Problem solved. Yeah, if a cat comes in like, because I keep my cats on the porch sometimes. Like I leave the door open so they can run out there if they want. And if another cat comes up but like is outside the screened-in porch, I usually just try to like scare it away. I usually walk out there and he runs away. Can you operate on my cat? He needs a new heart. Oh yes, I'm a trained cat surgeon. All right. Well, we have a little bit of UI. It's interesting because these grid items need to be like, they almost need to be buttons too, you know? Like things need to be, what is this, a UI for ants? Oh no. Did I do ×4? Do I risk it? The thing is I feel like the health is big enough, but like the health is big enough. Why? Also, it's weird that this one doesn't have the border that I thought I was gonna have. I'm just gonna move it up by the size. That looks good. It is weird though that there's no border on this. You'd think there would be this gray border, right? Oops. But then here I don't see a gray border. I wonder if it's getting trimmed or something. That's so strange. Why would that happen? Is that it? I think it's this one. Let's do this just to see. Just to see what happens. This is how I'm talking about cats and you're all talking about code. I've lost touch with tech. No, you're good, buddy. This must be getting trimmed. Which is not good. Where are you? I think it's this one over here, which isn't being drawn. That's interesting. Because I have this in my export script, I have this I do this. I trim it with this application, which is like, it's an image magic application. Oops. We'll just regenerate, and then we're gonna go look at that file that gets exported. What does trim do exactly? It trims off all the alpha on the outside. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. HUD inventory square. Yeah, so this one's doesn't have the outer. My cat just jumped on my shoulder. It's 14 pixels, so it's trimming the exact outside. Maybe I don't understand what trim does. Yeah, it should be 16 by 16. I thought I trimmed the alpha, but maybe it takes the middle pixel and then trims everything that's not that color. Yeah, it should be 16 by 16. 1 second. All right. I'm holding my cat, so one-handed we'll look at this. Do they have a crop option? Yeah, it's kind of like a crop, but it's supposed to automatically crop it. We'll do this. Trim image edges. Removes any edges that are exactly the same color as the corner pixels. Oh, interesting. So that's why, so it's being trimmed off because it is the corner pixel. I really don't want it to do that though. Use background color to identify the background color surrounding the region of interest. Use fuzz to make trim remove images. Maybe background does what I want. The default background color, if none is specified or found on the image, is white. Yeah, some of the sprites won't be 16 by 16. I just trimmed the UI. Like really, I'm trimming this for these ones. And these ones get trimmed properly. This is for like the health bar, and this is for the mana bar. Because I want them to come together. Like I want this sprite to be this size. So I just trim the outer layer. I guess I could make everything. I guess what I can do is just this. Like I'll just make everything this size, and then it's gonna trim properly now. Yeah, I'm gonna make it bigger just in case I want to do any UI that's bigger. Crap, what color did I have this before though? We'll just do, actually I have it right here. Nope. That's weird. Is this the right color? I guess it is. I'm gonna delete these corners. All right, this should work now. Now I can undo this so that the images will be deleted again. Yeah. Yeah, I basically did what you said, the 1717, except I just made it a lot bigger. There we go. Now we've got some trimmable things. There's a lot of little details in things, you know what I mean? It's like there's always something, you know? Yeah, we got it. There's always something. But we're figuring out our image pipeline one day at a time. I have a lot of different like export types, and it would be nice to combine them all. But some things just don't feel the same. Like some things are animated and some things aren't. But like I guess I could pack everything into like being a type of animated object. And then just like I do this in some cases. Some things just only have a 1-frame animation. Like I think I have trees in here. Like I have walls and tree. These don't have any animation. Like they don't have multiple frames. This makes it easier if I want to add multiple frames. What helped you get started in game development, and what resources helped you learn all this detail? I don't know. I just I always enjoyed programming, so I always tried to make games. So I basically learned that way. I learned the hard way, I guess. But nowadays, if I was starting again, I'd probably read tutorials about building a game that I want to build. And it probably makes sense to start with an engine. Start with an engine until you have a reason not to use an engine, and then don't use an engine. Because like not using an engine is going to be a lot harder. I start with a simple game engine and start understanding the base concepts, then you can build a simple part of a game engine. Yeah. Like making a game engine, yeah. Yeah, so like Unity is an example of a game engine. Unreal is an example of a game engine. Like Unity of Time did for the ECS, exactly. Yeah, Godot is another good example. Because that, especially if you're not very well initiated into programming, I think starting with an engine is a really good thing because it'll give you a good framework of how to think about solving problems. And then once you get like better and better at programming, you'll be like, I don't think this is the right way to solve this problem. Then you can start doing it yourself. But game engines are pretty scriptable, so. I'm mostly not using an engine because I'm a masochist. I'm part of Masochistics Anonymous. Me and Jomi. My problem is the art. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at art too, but I get by. Okay, yeah. Now we can make 6 of these. We'll do 8. How about that? Inventory size of 8. Starting with an engine is great because you can figure out instantly if you want to do game dev or engine dev. That's very true. That is very true. We'll buff this up by 10. We'll pad it from the edge by 10. Yeah, I very much prefer engine dev to game dev. Like, I'm much more interested in like the technological side of things than I am in like the gameplay side of things. Definitely not speaking out of experience. Exactly. All right. Well, that's pretty nice. Maybe I'll do like a mini map next. If you want to see C++, you can check out the churn out. Yeah, he's got really good videos. I've watched a few of his for sure. Yeah, his game engine looks really good too. He used to work at like EA, so he's probably has more like proper game dev experience than someone like me would have. I'm more like shooting from the hip as like a regular developer. But yeah, Thin Matrix also has really good videos too, and he also codes his stuff from scratch as well. Like he does all his stuff in Java, I think. Minimap. How do we want to do this? I think we have two options. Option one is we could take the render. I feel like this is gonna look bad, but we could take the render. We take like the whole screen render without any of these extra layers, like just the game layer, and scale it down to a very small square. Because he makes a game engine that does what he needs. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how I do my development, because I want to make a game, but like I want to make a game and then I want to make libraries that people can use to make games too. I don't really want to make a game engine, I guess. But like I made a rendering library and I made like an ECS library. And people can combine those to make a game now. Or they can just use the rendering library. So I want to keep it like somewhat decoupled, but I much prefer pulling in a dependency and calling that to do some work than I do having my code run in someone else's runtime. If that makes sense. So when you're in like a game engine like Unity, all of your code runs inside of their runtime, which lets them do some optimizations for you, but I just very much prefer not to have that happen. But that's somewhat preferential, I think. I think not everybody cares that much. I feel like if I just squeeze down the render, like the frame buffer, into this square, it's gonna look bad. I guess I could just take the I guess the question is how many pixels is this gonna be, and is it worth? I could either do like a CPU draw or I could do a GPU draw. And if it's really small, it probably doesn't make sense to do it in the GPU, right? I actually made my game engine in Java. It's very bare bones still. Oh, really? I didn't know you were doing one in Java. Let's maybe do a little bit of research. I'm not sure what people do typically here. Because it feels like if I make a texture on the CPU, it feels faster than probably doing it on the GPU. But it's like now I have to do that texture draw somewhere, and I don't really know. All the things that shouldn't have been in my game engine in Java. Oh, really? Okay. Yours is 3D. I remember you had all those boxes and lighting and stuff like that. Hmm. Yeah, I did a little bit of 3D rendering back in the day, maybe like a couple years ago. It was fun. I got like animations done, and I got shadow mapping done, mostly from that Learn OpenGL tutorial. So far, I'm only good at building servers, like game servers. Doing physics stuff is not my thing yet. Yeah, that's fine. You can always learn it. I'm very interested in like the back end part of game dev. So I'm very interested in like online games because of that. 3D rendering pretty hard. If you're doing it with something like OpenGL, it's I would consider it like very hard. It's very like mathematical, and there's a lot of little mistakes you can do in your code, which makes you have to debug them for a long time. All right, let's read this. One way to do this is to create an FBO with a render buffer attached, render your minimap to it, and then bind the FBO to a texture. You can then map the texture to anything you like, generally a quad. You can do this for all sorts of HUD objects. Oh, so they draw their entire HUD to an FBO. I don't know why they need a render buffer attached to their FBO, but like it's not like 3D rendering is not impossible. There's really good tutorials out there, so like you can definitely do it if you like kind of know what you're doing in programming. But I would consider it more of like probably an advanced like little thing to know. I think I do want to do this in This doesn't really tell me how you can map the texture to anything you like. Yeah, this isn't exactly what I was wanting to know. I don't just want to put a camera above the player. I guess I could do that. I guess maybe that's fine. Like maybe right after I finish rendering. Maybe right after I finish rendering the all the objects that sit on the tile map, I can just like downscale it like crazy. No, I don't want that. Like the weird thing is I need to draw like, I feel like I want to draw like enemies in red and like the player in white and like friendly people in green and stuff like that. So I feel like that's going to cause me to have to like modify individual pixels. You need to do another render pass over your old one with a different camera angle, right? You need something like a shader for each of them. Yeah, the problem with just doing another render pass, I guess I could do. I feel like the problem with doing another render pass is it's not gonna. I feel like it's not gonna look good. Like I feel like I have to be like, oh, there's a tree here that's like a dark green color, and if there's maybe I need a new shader for it or something. But it feels weird to like pass in all of this geometry just to render like a, I don't know how many pixels this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. What's that, like 3 by 3? 3 times 16, whatever that is, squared. Like, it's just not very many pixels, so it feels weird to do a whole render pass just to do that. So I could have the CPU just like crank out the next minimap frame. Yeah, like eventually this needs to be a texture and then needs to be drawn. I guess the question is this a frame buffer or is this like a regular texture that I just update, like write its pixels to? Like, do I do a CPU draw or do I do a GPU draw? I could also make this entire thing one big frame buffer and then CPU draw or GPU draw this one segment of it. I don't know. It's always confusing. Unless you have several variants of a sprite and you hotspot out, redraw, that's not possible and too costly. Just regular texture, update when you need it. Yeah. You might be right. I just don't know if I'm missing something obvious here. That's why I was trying to look online, but it seems like everybody just takes a camera and like they don't make the type of mini map that I'm trying to make. All right, well, we'll just make a texture, I guess, and then we're just gonna draw that texture. So we'll make a white texture and we'll just modify that along the way. Maybe make a transparent one, I guess. I don't know. I think that works. So we'll have to draw the tile map to it. We'll have to draw tile map objects to it. It just feels like an extra, I don't know. It feels like an extra loop. I don't know how to get rid of that. I don't know if there is a way, but. Well, let's just go ahead and we'll draw the final Discard what I said earlier. I was AFK for a little bit. I did not realize we were talking about a mini map. Yeah, I gotcha. All good, buddy. I mean, you don't want to map the mini map to the real world, to the real view of your world. So you need to actually build it based on the data behind the view. Based on the data behind the view. Yeah. So that's what what I was gonna do. What I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna make one attempt at it, which will just be I'm gonna make a texture that's just gonna be white. I'm gonna draw that to the corner, and then after that I'm gonna go render the tile map to this texture. I don't. And then I guess I'll do it. I'll probably maybe I'll do it on the CPU. I don't know. Either we're going to do a CPU draw or a GPU draw to this texture, and this texture is going to be used to render something later on. So you're not rendering the trees a second time, you're just representing them as a green square. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was planning to do. So that's probably why I'll do a CPU draw. I'll just be like, if this tile is this, then, you know what I mean? If your game gets popular, how much money do you have to pay for everyone on the server? It depends on how efficient I end up writing it and how many people play. So you take the position data of the entities and draw them in a simplified way. Yeah. I might just take the current tile that the player's on, draw that one white, and then just do like a, excuse me, do like a breadth first search outwards from that tile position until I hit the boundaries of the texture. I think that works. I wonder if there's a minimap shader that someone's written. Give me 1 second. All right, let's have a look. Nope, I don't want to do that. TV camera, what is this supposed to look like? That's not bad, actually. The problem is this is in Unity. Render to texture. Oh, he got some like asset from some asset store, I think. I bet if I just have some shader. Yeah, I think maybe when I do, sorry, excuse me that I coughed right in my mic. I think what I do is, I wish I understood compute shaders. I feel like compute shaders is maybe what I need. I don't know. I think what I might do is instead of drawing, I don't know. I thought I had an idea, but then I didn't have an idea. Whatever, we're just gonna go for it. No one ever accomplished anything by being careful, guys. You know what I mean? All right. This is a whole system. So we're gonna have some minimap, texture, or we'll just call it minimap sprite. Just call it minimap. Up at the top of this system, I'm gonna make it. I think I have another alternative, which is I could also have this texture be a section of my sprite sheet. Could I do that? If I'm going to do CPU draws, I may as well. Let me look at functions to draw, to set pixels. Let me see what I have actually for the texture. Oh yeah, I have a white texture that I can just get. So I can either make a new texture, which will be a part of a different sprite sheet, or I can put it on my sprite sheet. New texture. So I can make an image. I basically compute an image on the CPU, and then I just send the image over, or I set the pixels over. Sets the pixels of a section of the texture. Yeah, okay, this is probably what I would do if I did it on my own sprite sheet. So I basically have a pixel buffer which represents the drawn the minimap data on the CPU, and I just send that over. Does that work? And I think because I guess that's probably fine. Let's just start with a we'll just start with a different texture, and then if we want to put it into our sprite sheet, we can always do that later. White texture. The problem is I don't want this to be RGBA. I basically just need to make an image. I'm debating if I want to put this in this class or this package or a different package. I'm going to make a function here called solid texture. The weird thing is I don't want to batch it, so I don't want to do that. WebGL forces texture to be a power of 2. Really? I didn't know that actually. I guess I would do it at one point. How many pixels should this be? What did I say it was going to be? It's going to be like 30 or 16 times 3. 48? That seems way too small. We'll do 64. It'll get up. Oh, because it's going to get upscaled by 2. I'm just gonna make it transparent. 0, 0, 0. I wonder what the default is. Maybe I don't have to do this, but what does that do? New texture image, true. Okay. Let me map texture. So we'll do that. Now we have a mini map sprite. And then we can set the pixels on here to whatever we want. But we need to draw this. I think I can do rect draw. What does this take? A target. I guess I've kind of been doing, most of the stuff has been on the UI layer, so I probably want to keep it there. I have a panel function. I'll do a panel function. All right, we'll do this. Win.group.group.panel with the minimap sprite and with a rectangle. So we'll take the entire screen, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut that up. Rec.cut left by 64, and then cut right, because we want to do the bottom right hand corner. We'll cut bottom by 64, cut right, and then this returns the right sliver of 64 pixels. We cut the bottom, and that returns the bottom sliver of 64 pixels. Okay, let's give that a shot. Oh, glitch dot. Well, that did not work. Oh wait, I made it transparent. Let's make it white, just so I can see it. Okay, now we have it. All right, we want to scale it up by 2 though. Actually cracked Emacs user? Am I impressive? I want to scale this by 2, but the problem is if I scale it by 2 here, I have to shift it again. Actually, really what I want to do is I want to do 2 times this. Then it's going to just scale automatically. Thanks. I've been doing Emacs for a long time, so I hope I'm good. I hope I'm kind of good at it. I'm gonna move it up by 0 in the X direction, and I'm gonna move it. Actually, we'll move it like -5, because I have this connected rect. I have this connected text that I'm overwriting right now. I'm just gonna move this up just so it's out of the way. I don't know, like 50. What's that, about like 50 pixels high? Oh. Eventually I'm gonna I'm going to move that. I'm probably gonna remove that connected thing to like some symbol or something that says like, oh, you're connected or disconnected. Probably it'll be something like, it'll pop up if you're disconnected instead of just, it'll probably be up here or something like that. All right, now we just need to draw to the minimap. What function is this? Update UI system. I guess I have to draw in here, don't I? We want to draw the tile map. Do I have the tile map here? I guess I could pass it in. I probably will eventually pull this out, but not yet. That's fine, I think. Oh, that's in there. Chunk, oh, I call it chunk loader. This is what used to be called Chunk Lord. I ended up changing it. Sorry, guys. Maybe we'll make a boss called Chunk Lord because it's kind of a cool name. Okay, we have the chunk loader. Now I just need to update the minimap. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to do this. Where do I draw? This is so nasty that I did it this way. I just like like I couldn't write another loop to loop through these, so I just copy pasted them. Shame on me. I could also, what I could do, I hate Chrome. I feel like Chrome's pretty nice because of compatibility issues for your web dev job. You know what I just realized? I could probably generate my, I could probably convert my entire tile map when I, like I could convert each tile map chunk to a texture and make one big texture of the entire world and then just draw that. That's probably the smart thing to do. Right? Like do one big texture and then just draw. Smooth scrolling library not working while other browsers work. That's surprising because I thought browsers were, well, I thought all of them used the Chromium engine or whatever. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna get my water. All right, I think that eventually I probably will have some sort of pre-generated base map that I then render things on top of. I guess that, it just feels very inefficient to do this, but maybe it's not. I don't know, I guess we'll see. I'm just gonna draw the main layer right now. Do I have player cam in here? No. I'm worried this is not going to be very smooth looking, because it'll be kind of chunky, but it's not going to be like a smooth sliding. It'll be like and I'm not a huge fan of that. This is going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I feel like I need to think about this more. Hmm. What I could play animations. It's like I want to know what tile it is. I guess I'm gonna eventually gonna have to do something like this. I think 0, 0 on the midpoint of the texture is going to be whatever tile position the player's on, right? Do I have the play? I don't even think I have the player's position though. Wouldn't it be easier to render the whole level to a texture once and then translate it inside of the minimap view in shader? Yeah, that would be easier. Well, it would be the same amount of difficulty. It would be, I guess it depends on how big my world is. Like, I think at some point the world gets so big that it doesn't fit onto one texture. Then you need to start chunking up your textures like you do your tile maps. So maybe every tile map chunk has a texture associated with it. And then all of those are packed into a sprite sheet. Then you need to draw, then you would draw that, and then you would draw on top of it all like the in-game entities. But I don't want to have I want it to be pixelated. I don't want it to be like yeah, I don't know. Like I don't want it to be like a weirdly scaled down render of it. I want it to be like a consistently scaled down render. Like what I was thinking of is Realm of the Mad God. They have a good one. What does a RuneScape minimap look like? They have some other shader that they overlay on top of it. They must. That shows like here's all the walls, you know. Excuse me. What does the Realm of the Mad God mini or look like? Yeah, like I was thinking of something like this, where it's just the yeah, it would be easy to smoothly move it as a whole texture. For the map, for the mini map, you could just render a single pixel for a tile. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I just have to I have to track the offset that you are inside of a tile, basically, and then you can move it like that. Hmm. I just don't know if there's a shader that does something like this. Like, I wonder how that would look if I just took my, how do they do this? I wonder what they, main image. Pixelizing. You just take an average of pixels per tile for a single pixel of the minimap. Oh, like take the average color? Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely doable. Trying to understand what they do. They just take 1 pixel, I guess. That looks weird. This probably wouldn't be terrible. I feel like what's gonna happen though, if I have some like I feel like what's gonna happen though. First pixelize and translate that. I feel like what's gonna happen though is I'm going to, let me do this actually. Like what's gonna, I just wonder, I don't know what's gonna happen for detail like this. Well, look what time it is. It's time to stop unit from doing any work. Exactly. There we go. Conifer's finally here. Like, I guess this would just be a brown pixel. We actually had some good, all about the change. You were, you were just constantly checking the time in the chat to see if I'm here. Yep. Oh, great. Here we go. I guess if I just take the middle pixel of everything in here, it'll just be like, these will be brown, which probably would look fine. These would be green, or so there'd be something. Why not just take the tile color you use in the left bit? Toolbar? Oh, over here? I just take the tile sprite. I take a tile sprite and I just squash it into the button. That's what I'm doing right now, at least. But I think you can just sample the you can just make the UV exactly the middle point, which is I think what these other shaders were doing. Floor, yeah, they do a floor. What's S? I don't know what this means. Improved version by Shane. That's very weird. That's a big difference. Like these look completely different. Uh-oh. Frag color, frag chord. Oh. Oh, I guess you do use UV. I guess you have to, and here you have to divide by the, yeah, I don't know if, this one looks worse then. Because it loses all of that. At least this one has the, like, top part. Like, that looks better. I don't know why this is the improved version. A linear nearest. Let's just pixel. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in my fragment shader and we're just gonna pixelize it and see what that looks like in the game. Of course I'd break it. How'd you join the stream without thinking that? What's my last shader? I think it's this one. So it's this one, I think. Oh, I guess I didn't copy it. I need this. Sometimes I do the Emacs copy command when I'm in a browser. It's not good. All right, let's see how that looks. Oh, yep. Do I have frag chord? Oh, wait a second. Scale, texture size. What do I call it? Text chord. I don't think I have to do anything more than that. And this is supposed to be texture 1. What is S? Oh, S was something they defined at the top. Whatever this means. I literally don't understand what this dot times multiply times 4 dot means. Oh, it's 4.0. That's hard to parse, geez. That doesn't look too bad. As a mini-map, what do you guys think? If I took this and scaled it down, that wouldn't look awful. I guess I just find the right size. I find the right zoom amount, I mean. It's weird though that, I don't know why that's happening actually. I wonder if it's because I'm too far zoomed out. That's what you expect? Okay. For some reason I was thinking it would look weird. But like this looks fine, honestly. Yeah, I think I'm pretty fine with this because it even shows like all of the architecture too, which is nice. Because before it was just gonna have the path that you walk on. At least now it's a little bit more detailed, you know? You can kind of see where you are. Let me do it, let me run the game really quick. Make test. And I'll just have a separate render pass for this. Yeah, if you zoom in too far, it looks nasty. This seems like the right level right here. I probably won't include maybe like one tick out. That thing, that I don't like though. This like, I think when I write my shader, I'll pick a very specific point. Well, like, because imagine you're walking, right? You're just gonna have the minimap's gonna be doing this weird chunky movement, you know? I guess if I do what Icebox was suggesting, where I just render it once, it would look fine. Like I render it to a texture once per chunk or something like that. That looks interesting. No, separate frame rate? What do you mean? Less updates in the normal game? Well, that I'm not sure about. Like, they look that way because you first translate that pixelize. Oh, so I want to pixelize from the same location, basically. I wonder if I do... Let me do this really quick. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you scale this down, I think it's going to be very distracting at smaller scales. Why do you think that it'll be distracting? Because it's like flickering so much? Which shader is it? Sprite shader. Sprite.fs. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get rid of. All right. Holy. Yeah, so I would change it so that it doesn't have that, I think. What position does this pick? OpenGL baby, yeah. So this fragment shader runs on integer. Oh, my cat jumped on my desk and then slipped. Hello, you. The top one runs on with the cameras. Well, actually, is that right? Is that loud? Yeah, he's a big old lug. Is it super loud? I know it. I know it. Anyways, this one doesn't have the flickering problem, but I think the pixel selection is like questionable. I guess I could now he just squeaks. Yeah. There's one cat that squeaks, he's teaching the other one to squeak too. because they've learned that I kind of give them more attention when they squeak. But I'm trying to train them out of it. What is S? I'm just gonna make S1. Oh, that's not good. All right, let's think about this. We take the text coordinate. Well, that's the UV coordinate. We multiply it by S. What is 9 times 4? 36. We multiply, I guess this would give us a 16 grid. So let's put this in the middle of, because I think you multiply the text coord by 16, let's say, which makes you into I don't know. I'm having trouble thinking about this. That looks better. Holy. 128? I'm just curious what this does. I feel like I'm getting better results the higher I make this. Very strange. I don't understand. So you scale it up to a really large size, you add 0.5 and then you downscale it. Oh, so the larger you make this, the more, the less pixely it'll be. Because we're flooring the text coordinate. Try 1/16. I can try that. Black. Let's try a half. Black. Let's just try 2. Nope. 4. Interesting. 8. It's weird they're all brown. It doesn't necessarily have, I want to try this again, but I want to try in the other shader. This is like the final render pass shader. Like imagine that down here. Why do I need to pixelate it at all, though? I think the 0.5 tries to shift it into the middle of whatever thing I'm inside of. Like if I just take the frame buffer, zoom out enough, maybe I take the frame buffer and put it through a pixelized pass. I'll have to experiment with this. What time is it? How long have I been streaming? Does it say? .640, it's 9. That 2 hours, 20 minutes? 2.5 hours? I might stop here and work on this offline, but 2 hours. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here, go get some food, and then I'll work on this offline, and then hopefully I'll get it done eventually. A little mini map. I feel like we're close. But I haven't figured out exactly how it's gonna come together. So it's like I learned some things. Thanks. Yeah, good. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear you learned a little bit. If you learned, then that's a win. That's a win for today. W stream. Nice. Massive W. Absolutely massive. But I'll have a video out either today or tomorrow. So you guys can watch that too if you want. If you want, it'll be in your feed, I'm sure. Unit of teaching. Yeah, more like unit of trying things and failing. But you get to learn from all my mistakes, so that's the benefit, I guess. Yeah, thanks, Sammy. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye, Doria. Bye, Sammy. Bye, Kenta. Icebox. 000. 000. I'll see you later. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye. Always Newton. Exactly. All right, see you guys.